Translation and interpreting have been undergoing this process that right now is spreading through other sectors. So that gives us a vantage point of knowing what may happen in other contexts. And what has happened is that technology has at first offered benefits for everyone while keeping sort of hidden the plot, the agenda, the extractivist agenda. So right now, when it is being seen how translation and interpreting are becoming machine translation and interpreting rather than professional translation and interpreting, we see how the biases encoded in the technology are reaching the public without any filter, without any professional filter. And everyone is using those tools, those really advantageous tools for communication without knowing that they are Trojan horses. And they encode the biases that we have fought so hard to get rid of in modern societies, because they need to use historical corpora and they need to feed the system. In order for it to work, they need to feed the system with texts that encode biases we thought were over already. And some of others which are still very much in our modern discourse. So we can see how this technology is sold as neutral, as a vantage point for everyone at first, but how little by little it reveals how the power is being concentrated in the few, in the hands of the few, with the contribution of most of our society, who are using the technology without really knowing what's going on underneath the surface.
What do you think that is imperative that we do? What can be our roadmap for the future?
So we need to keep our democratic mentalities, and we need to be aware. We need to include education that allows us to develop critical agency, to opt out from technology, but also to know what technology is doing to us. And we need to introduce decentralizing mechanisms. We need to work with the structure rather than the individual. Also through education, we need to target the structure so that this education becomes imperative, becomes mandatory in society, rather than asking individuals to do particular things, to target structures, because that is where the power lies, and that is what has been targeted by those technobros. Let's talk about that in those terms. The 1%, the few that are right now concentrating the power of controlling behavior, because that's why it is called a techno-feudal system, because the power lies in the means, in seizing the means of behavioral control.